severe on everyone you meet. They come on the street, they spew their lies. We are the people, they won't take us alive. Mutilation, torture, murder, genocide, mechanics of death, all through the sky. A new heaven awaits, an afterlife of bliss. We must stand strong, we must resist. They come on the street, they spill their lies. We are the people, they want to take us
Ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages, it's time for Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is Saturday, July 5th, 2025. And we've got some news stories, some fun stuff for you. Come on in, say hello in the chat, get your toast. I'm drinking. I'm drinking. So this is going to show you. I don't usually drink soda pop, but I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper Dark Berry from, and I've had, so when I went on my diet, I literally just stopped drinking soda pop, but I had this like stockpile of soda pop when I went on my diet. This is literally from the last Jurassic Park movie. So now there's a new Jurassic Park movie out, and I'm drinking a Dr. Pepper from the last Jurassic Park movie. They say soda pop's still good, you know, after, especially if it's canned. It's still good after a couple years. So cheers. Yeah, I don't often drink soda pop, but I'm having a cheat weekend before I have to go on a liquid diet for a medical situation. We got Shoban over on YouTube. Cheers and welcome. Good seeing you. All right, let's Let's love the
I
refrigerator.
love refrigerators.
Yeah, there we go. I've been meaning to upload the rest of my soundboard to Rumble Studio. I'll get on that soon. You know, much like trying to get back to where I was on my Baldur's Gate 3 streams and go back to streaming my gaming as well. I'm about halfway there. I'm trying to start from the ground up and just completely rework all my characters. Anyway, y'all don't want to hear that. You're here for the news. And I'm going to start off real quick by sending out some prayers to those in the San Antonio area. If you haven't heard, they're having some vicious flooding just outside of San Antonio. And let's go to the AP here. At least 32 people are dead in Texas floods as the search continues for the people still missing. From Caryville, Texas, rescuers scoured flooded riverbanks littered with mangled trees Saturday and turned over rocks in the search of more than 24 children from a girls' camp. Many others missing after a wall of water blasted down a river in the Texas Hill Country. The storm killed at least 32 people, including 14 children. 36 hours after the floods, authorities have still not given a number of how many people in total are still missing beyond the 27 children from Camp Mystic, a Christian summer camp on the river. The destructive, fast-moving waters rose 26 feet in 45 minutes before daybreak Friday, washing away homes and vehicles. The danger was not over as torrential rains continued, pounding communities outside of San Antonio on Saturday, and flash flood warnings and watches remain in effect. Searchers used helicopters, boats, and drones to look for the victims and to rescue stranded people in trees and from camps isolated by washed out roads. We will not stop until we find everyone who is missing, said Nin Kidd, chief of Texas Department of Emergency Management, at a press conference Saturday afternoon. Sheriff Larry Letha said the bodies of 32 people had been recovered so far, 18 adults and 14 children. Cheers and welcome to Sangland 86 in the chat over on Rumble. Good seeing you, my friend. Good seeing you. Welcome, welcome. Good seeing you. Authorities coming under scrutiny Saturday over whether camps and residents in places long vulnerable to flooding had received proper warning and whether enough preparations were made. The hills along the Guadalupe River in central Texas are dotted with the century-old youth campgrounds where generations of families have come to swim and enjoy the outdoors, and it's popular around the 4th of July holiday. Independence Day, people. Please call it Independence Day. Call it Independence Day. Don't be commies like the AP. Call it Independence Day. Sorry. Know the reason for the season. Making it more difficult to know how many are missing. We don't even want to begin to estimate at this time, said City Manager Dalton Rice. The camp was completely destroyed, said 13-year-old Eleanor Lester, one of hundreds of campers. A helicopter landed and started taking people away. It was scary. A raging storm, fueled by incredible moisture, woke her up in her cabin just after midnight. And when rescuers arrived, they tied a rope for the girls to hold on to as they walked across a bridge with water whipping around their legs, she said. Parents and families posted photos of missing loved ones and pleas for information. On Saturday, the camp was mostly deserted. Helicopters roared above. People looked at the damage, including a pickup truck that was tossed onto its side and a building missing an entire front wall. Among those confirmed dead were an 8-year-old girl from Alabama who was staying at the camp and the director of another camp just up the road. Flooding in the middle of the night caught many residents, campers, and officials by surprise. Go away, AP. And they're using helicopters and drones. Still have people coming out here looking for loved ones. Little success, but not much, said Bobby Templeton, superintendent of the Ingram School District. Authorities have said 850 people have been rescued. Coast Guard's helping assist. And Donald Trump said Saturday that Kristi Noem was traveling to Texas and his administration was working with officials. Melania and I are praying for all the families impacted by this horrible tragedy, Trump said on his social media. And then back to Ingram. Aaron Burgess woke to thunder and rain in the middle of the night. 20 minutes later, water was pouring into her home. She was clinging to a tree for an hour with her teenage son. My son and I floated to a tree where we hung on to it. My boyfriend and my dog floated away. He was lost for a while, but we found them. Barry Edelman said water pushed everyone in his 3-story house into the attic, including his 94-year-old grandmother and 9-year-old grandson. Wow, 5 generations up in the attic. I was having to look at my grandson in the face and telling me everything was going to be okay, but I was scared to death. Local resident knows it as Flash Flood Alley. When it rains, water doesn't soak into the soil. It rushes down the hill, said Austin Dixon, CEO of the Community Foundation of Texas Hill Country, which was collecting donations. So again, my deepest prayers go out to everyone in Texas, both anyone missing their family members. Sangolin says, I wonder if they did emergency drills and it just came up too fast, or if everyone was just lost on how to respond. I mean, I'm sure there's some of that, but probably not enough. And yes, I'm sure it came up too fast. You know, the beginning of the article said it was around midnight. And, you know, when you're running a camp with hundreds of children and, you know, you have a day's worth of activities planned, you try to get everyone in their cabin, in their bunk. You try to get them into bed pretty early. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure there was little warning. At least, you know, not enough warning to give you time to wake everyone up, get them evacuated. Shaban says, nice shot. What nice shot. Anyway, we don't usually get into the article in the title. So I usually title my stream after whatever main article we're going to talk about. We usually don't get into it till later in the stream, but I'm going to jump right on in to the news today. The news that Elon Musk has officially formed a new third party. Let's go to Reuters here. Musk says the America Party has been formed in the U.S. It's from Reuters. A day after asking his followers on X whether a new U.S. political party should be created, Elon Musk said on Saturday that the America Party is formed. Now, I want to take just a moment, because I don't know if it's Musk related or if it's sycophants. Let me look. Yeah, this is probably a fan page. I'm going to jump over here on X real quick. You see this? You see this? So, like literally within seconds of me creating the stream, today's stream, with this title, you see the title of today's stream? Literally within seconds, this X account liked my post. I just found it weird. I found it weird how quickly, like this person's just, or it could be a bot run. Just, Sango says, I smell a bull moose. Yes. So let's go back to this. By effected a 2-1, you want a new political party and you shall have it. Musk said on a post on X, today the America Party is formed to give you back your freedom. The announcement from Musk comes after Trump signed a tax cut and spending bill into law on Friday, which Musk fiercely opposed. Musk spent hundreds of millions on Trump's re-election and led Doge under the Trump administration. Trump earlier this week threatened to cut off billions of dollars in subsidies that Musk's companies receive from the government. Musk said previously he would start a new political party and spend money to unseat lawmakers who supported the bill. Republicans have expressed concern that Musk's on-again, off-again feud with Trump could hurt their chances in the 2026 midterm. Well, if you're so concerned about that, then join the America Party. Okay. So let me talk a little philosophically here. You folks who've been following this show for some time have heard me go back and forth about the idea of a third party. I am extremely supportive of the idea of third parties. A lot of people on X, a lot of conservatives I follow, are really critical of the idea of a third party. They're concerned about vote leaking, whatever you call it. They're concerned that it splits the conservative vote and it allows the Democrats to win, so to speak. I'm for third parties. I'm for third parties all around. I think we should have 7 or 8 major political parties. The issue is, the issue is not with third parties. The issue is with the fact that we have a mainstream media that has propped up the Democrat Party so much that the left wing has become a behemoth. That the Democrat Party just has so many blind followers. The Democrat vote should be split, right? Just as much as the conservative vote. The issue is the Green Party should be stealing just as many votes from the Democrats. There are so many people willing to vote Democrat out of fear of Donald Trump or fear of the Republican that they don't vote their conscience. Shaban says media is ingrained in the uniparty. Yeah. And that's just it. The mainstream Republicans, so many of the mainstream Republicans are just diet Democrats. So your option is to vote Democrat or vote diet Democrat. And if you want real change in this country, you're too afraid to vote third party, because what if the commie Kamala wins? What if someone like Namdami in New York, what if he wins some important political office? We can't have that. We can't have a third party because it might leach the conservative vote. It might leak some of the conservative votes over to the third party, and then we don't have a chance at beating the commies. Well, if you're going to be diet commie, you got to win our votes, folks. You Republicans, you have to win our votes. If you don't like losing votes to real conservatism, if you don't like losing votes to a third party, I mean, it's quite that simple. It's quite that simple. Some people are just going to vote for the best candidate that supports their ideals. And if Republicans are going to put up candidates who don't support their ideals, well, guess what? Those candidates will lose. And yeah, we'll wind up with commies because more people support the commie agenda than to support your agenda or ours. It's literally that simple. It's a 3-way fight, and they have more supporters. Why? Because not because we owe you our vote. We don't owe the conservative, we don't owe the Republican our vote simply because they're not as commie as the commie party. Siobhan says, oh God, I don't think he would, but I don't know an upside down world. Yeah, I mean, but there's this idea floating around on X from so many conservatives today. The third parties are so bad because all it does is split Republican votes and give us communist government. And look, I semi agree with the sentiment. That's exactly why we need a Republican Party and we need Republican candidates who stick to conservative principles. And if we're going to have Republican candidates who don't stick to conservative principles and they lose, the Republican Party needs to see that that's the consequences of being shitbags. Maybe eventually they'll learn how to be conservative. Maybe it takes losing several elections in a row before we have a true America party in the Republican Party. I mean, that's just it. Look at 2008. Look at 2008. Barack Obama won. Barack Obama was reelected in 2012. It took 8 years for the Republican Party to realize that, yeah, maybe we have some small government libertarians out there, some anti-war libertarians. Maybe we should welcome some of those voices into the party, because in 2008, they were shitting on the idea of libertarians and small government conservatives and the anti-war movement. Let's not forget that Bush, McCain, and Obama, all three were working on the bailouts together. Anyway, let's move on. Let's move on back to the Republican Party and what our government's actually doing. Let's get into Donald Trump. This is from the BBC. Donald Trump says the U.S. is going to start sending out tariff letters. U.S. government to start sending out letters to countries with higher U.S. tariff rates that will begin on August 1st. Between 10 and 12 letters will go out on Friday, with more over the coming days. Import duties will range from 60 to 70% tariffs to 10 to 20% tariffs, he said. The top end, which is higher than he previously outlined. Trump has set a deadline of July 9th for negotiations over import taxes as countries scramble to reach deals. He previously said there'd be a baseline tariff of 10% on many economies, up to a 50% maximum. Siobhan says they only help themselves over and over again. Yep. Trump did not say which country's goods would face the taxes or whether the rates would only apply to certain goods. My inclination is to send a letter out and see what tariff they're going to be paying, he told reporters. It's just much easier. We're going to be sending some letters out, starting probably tomorrow. Tariffs are taxes imposed on goods. Okay. BBC, come on. Are you getting paid by the word? Those firms may choose to swallow the higher costs. The idea is to have more money flowing into the government. Yes. Trump's comments come before a deadline next week that could see steeper duties imposed on goods from a number of countries. These range from the EU, which was previously threatened with 20% and later raised to 50%, to Japan, which could face 35%. The UK and US have partly agreed to a trade deal covering cars and UK cars and US beef and bioethanol, but not steel. The world's largest economies, China and the U.S., engaged in a tit-for-tat trade war. Yeah, we knew about that. After negotiations, the countries agreed to drop taxes to 30% and 10% while they negotiate. Last month, the two said they agreed to deals over the matters such as export of rare earth materials and the easing of tech restrictions. So, Trump taking the next step toward tariffs. And so the big, beautiful bill passed. And that means ICE is going to get its funding. ICE is going to get its funding, and people are losing their fucking minds. As we're going to go to the Daily Mail. Oh, hang on. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, excuse me. All right. Carnage breaks out at a Portland ICE detention center as a woke crowd tries to storm the holding cells. Chaos erupted. Yeah, okay. Demonstrators were seen being tackled to the ground as officers deployed smoke bombs and tear gas. Dramatic footage posted on X by independent journalist Katie Daviscourt shows flares lighting up the sky as protesters clash with officers in riot gear who appeared to fire rubber bullets. The demonstration occurred on the 28th day that protesters have been occupying the ICE facility in protest of Trump's immigration policies. Daviscourt confirmed the protest declared an unlawful assembly and arrests were made. Daily Mail's contacted Portland police for details. The mayhem Friday broke out hours after the big, beautiful bill was signed into law. In downtown Portland, protesters staged a dramatic die-in at Pioneer Courthouse Square, 2 miles from the ICE facility. Oh, shit. I just clicked a CBS News link. Okay, yeah. They don't need more money, and they're taking away money from things that we actually need, said a protester. Shaban likes my shirt. Man's best friend, it's got a blow-up doll head. Yep. All right. So here we go. Do they have a link to the video? They do. Let's watch this video. I mean, what's up with the laser? What's up with the strobe? Oh, okay, so the green lasers are on their heads. I was worried that was like their gun sights or they were flagging each other, but no, it's on their heads. Those are some weird helmets. Cheers and welcome to Cyrene Pickle over there on Rumble.
You're goddamn right.
Good evening to you as well. All right. Okay, so there's the video. Let me go ahead and bring this back down real quick and go back to the article. All right. Best thing we can do as the people is keep fighting, said protester Cortez Williams. A caravan of demonstrators set off from the South Portland ICE facility to the Northwest Detention Center in Tacoma to protest the detention of vineyard worker Moises Sotelo. Sotelo was snatched outside his church, according to his daughter, who confirmed he was transferred to the Washington facility. Sotelo's daughter said that her father disappeared Thursday morning. His truck left parked at the street he drives every day. Fearing the worst, she tracked his phone and discovered he was at the ICE facility in Portland. He is a good man, taxpayer, hardworking man, part of what he does, grandma, granddad, uncle, Alondra said. She rushed to the detention center and was heartbroken by what she saw. I just saw my dad chained at his feet, Big old smile, trying to keep his head up for me more than anybody in that moment. Alondra declined to discuss her father's immigration status, but said the ordeal has been emotionally distressing. She was still tracking his phone when she learned he was being transferred to North Tacoma. Outside the facility, protesters have hung up a large sign reading, Free Moises. When it happens to you, it's a whole different feeling, ordeal. You enter into panic, Alondra said. Just for being brown. Even if you are a citizen, you're still at risk. The office of Congresswoman Andrea Salinas confirmed that 2 vineyard workers were arrested by ICE agents in Newberg, Oregon on Thursday, though the agency has yet to release their names or provide additional information. Salinas said in a statement, there were 2 targeted ICE arrests of vineyard workers in Newberg. As part of my congressional duty, I am meeting with ICE to ensure they maintain the right to due process for all detained individuals. I've spoken at length with Latino leaders in the community to ensure individuals know their rights and how I can support them. Okay. So there you have it. Be careful if you're picking grapes in Oregon that you are a U.S. citizen. Meanwhile, in other jobs Americans won't do news, one moment. Let me take care of my sinus issue for just a moment. Let me flip off the camera real quick. Those long-term followers of the show know that I do not have a cocaine habit. It's quite literally I just have bad sinuses. All right. Hey. Folks, my last show I said I wasn't going to saddle you with an ad. Well, damn it. Okay. I was about to read an ad and then 2 people disappeared from my chat. Thank you, folks. All right. So let's go to the New York Post where there's jobs Americans apparently won't do. Although this is Japan, right? I think this is Japan. Anyway, let's get into this article. As robots have replaced a hotel check-in staff, and a tourist freaks out when they talk back, quote, "Don't look at me." Is it artificial intelligence? Hey, dad joke. Cheers to New York Post for the dad joke. Horrible puns abounds. Machines are seemingly rendering us obsolete in every sector, from manufacturing to the restaurant industry. In a recent example, an Argentinian tourist was taken aback after discovering that her hotel in Japan had replaced its receptionists with talking robots, as seen in a dystopian TikTok video with more than 845,000 views. Okay, so they got the TikTok video. All right. Let's watch the TikTok.
Al hotel de Tokio. Ay, pero se mueve. Y llegamos en el check-in. Y los recepcionistas
Oh, no.
robots.
It's a small world after all.
No me mires así. ¿Qué hay que hacer? Escanear el pasaporte. Ay, me das mucho miedo, por favor. O sea, miren, tipo la recepción del hotel. Solo hay 2 robots. Yo puse mis datos ahí y ahora me está dando, este señor, me está dando mi tarjeta. Y o sea, literalmente...
We hope you have a delightful stay at our hotel.
It's just animatronic.
Gracias. Ay, no, una reverencia.
Okay. That didn't seem so fucking spooky. This is clickbaity as fuck. Okay, so so apparently New York Post here has translated some of this. Cyrene Pickle says, "Why even have the creepy robot?" Yeah, it seemed a little unnecessary. Okay, so the receptionists are robots, said the traveler, who goes by Manuela Emania in the clip. Before panning to the cybernetic clerks who stand stiffy behind the counter, wearing white outfits and pillbox hats like something out of Blade Runner. "Don't look at me, don't look at me, don't look at me," says the TikToker as one of the robo receptionists greets her. At one point, it even wishes her a delightful stay. She was reportedly staying at the Hinna Hotel. Hinna translates to strange. In Tokyo, a chain that enlists a variety of humanoid hospitality bots to cater to guests. The first Hinna opened in Nagasaki with the goal of revolutionizing the hospitality industry by providing visitors with expedient services. There are now more than 20 branches of the futuristic inns whose lobbies are staffed with either humanoid or, wait for it, dinosaur droids. Other high-tech amenities include interactive holograms and a RoboHan, mobile robot assistant. While the intent was to enhance the check-in experience, Manu found the experience unsettling. "You scare me a lot," she says, as she scans her passport at the automated kiosk and inputs the date of her stay, and the machine deposits a key card. Shaban says, "What?" Then the robot addresses her. "Your check-in is now complete," the droid declares. "We hope you have a delightful stay at the hotel." It then bows, prompting the menu to exclaim, "I know!" A commenter said, "You study hospitality for this," said one, commenting on the phenomenon of robots. "At least they didn't treat you badly," said another, while others compared the bots to something out of the sci-fi thriller series Black Mirror. Coincidentally, Hannah has notably furloughed over half of its robot staffers due to operational challenges, including malfunctions and a failure to meet expectations, which created more work for their flesh and blood counterparts. Many customers complain that robot receptionists would often misinterpret commands, highlighting limitations of this hospitality. Hannah has hired more human employees to pick up the slack. So there you have it, folks. There you have it. We got Still Not Banned here over on Rumble. Cheers and welcome back. All right. So at least you're getting a better service from the robots than people got at this guy's Airbnb. We're gonna look into issues with this next TikTok. We're gonna go to TikTok and hear the problems with this guy's Airbnb that he runs, because he had some unsatisfied customers. So let's look into this.
Yes, just left me a 2-star review because my house was not weight accessible. I guess they were on the larger side and my house didn't perfectly accommodate their size. So I reached out to them after I got this and I was like, "Look, I'm so sorry. Like, what could I have done better? What wasn't really the right size for you?" And they were like, "Well, first of all, we couldn't fit through the doorway. I have standard door frames." Then they were like, "Some of the furniture seemed shaky at best, and we felt scared we were going to break it." And then they were like, "I noticed that your egg chair on your deck had a weight limit of 330 pounds on it. That's the manufacturer that puts that, not me. And it's for one person." So they're like, "Unfortunately, none of us could use that."
None of us.
And lastly, they were just like, the bed.
None of us were under 330.
Bed was super soft, and it felt like we were almost going to cave in the middle when the two of us were on there. And you know what I do?
Oh, please tell me they didn't fuck on the bed.
There's not much I can do. That's something I would love to know beforehand, before you travel, because I might say, "Hey, this house isn't a good fit for you." Standard furniture and stuff like that usually always isn't rated for a certain amount, and that's why they put the weight limit on it. Not me. Not a learning lesson for me.
Jeez.
Hopefully, just for them. Either let me know beforehand, or look at a shiny object, if you know what I'm saying.
Shout out to that guy. Oh, dear Lord. Darth Hideous in the chat. Cheers
My
and
HOA
welcome.
president kicked.
Cheers and welcome.
But the people are retarded.
Welcome. Good seeing you. Good seeing you. So let's get back into Trump news. We'll get back into some more hospitality news later. But let's get back into Trump news here as Alligator Alcatraz is now open, folks. Alligator Alcatraz is now open. And of course, you can't. Let's see. Darth Hideous says, mild, that's you. Medium, that's chat. And extreme, well, that's probably me. Yeah. Hey, we got Neurodivergent one in the chat as well. Hey. Good friend of the channel. Cheers and welcome. Super Rumbler. Neurodivergent one. Always love seeing you around. All right. So, yeah, with any detention center involved in the immigration situation, we just heard from the one in Portland a little bit ago. Obviously the leftists have to show up and protest. And apparently we had some Florida state politicians show up to the Alligator Alcatraz. And Florida Democrats were denied entry to Alligator Alcatraz after the Trump visit. A group of 5 Democrat state lawmakers, this is from The Hill, by the way, Philippe Timotija, 5 Democrat state lawmakers in Florida said they were denied entry to Alligator Alcatraz, a new migrant detention facility, on Thursday due to quote-unquote safety reasons after Trump and DeSantis toured the place. The lawmakers who tried to tour the facility, which opened on Tuesday, including Democrat state reps Anna Ekasmani, Angie Nixon, Michelle Rayner, along with state senators Chevron Jones and Carlos Guillermo Smith. Florida law gives legislators the authority to make unannounced visits to state-run facilities to inspect conditions and check on the well-being of people inside. I've served in the legislature for 13 years, and this has never happened, said Jones in a Thursday post on X. The detention facility, projected to cost $450 million a year, will hold migrants arrested in Florida, along with those transferred from ICE. Alligator Alcatraz, set in the Everglades of the Dade Collier Training and Transition Airport. Trump and Kristi Noem visited on Tuesday. The site received its first group of detainees on Wednesday. Prior to the lawmakers' visit, Florida Attorney General James Uthmeier said that he hopes Florida Democrats have an airboat. We want to thank Anna for Florida, Carlos G. Smith, Michelle for Florida, Angie Nixon, and Chevron Jones on X for finally taking an interest in the illegal immigration crisis. The Florida Democrat Party said on X. Don't forget to pick up your swag to support our efforts to undo all of Joe Biden's failures. The state GOP, ahead of Trump's Tuesday visit, began selling merchandise to promote the detention facility. Okay. So there you have it. You have Alligator Alcatraz kicking out the Democrats. Darth Hideous said, how'd they pop up a facility that fast? Well, I mean, it already existed. They just kind of had to remodel it and transform it. Darth Hideous says, can we make Alligator Alcatraz a game show? Still not banned here. They got up so fast. I love it. "15-minute cities these days." I wasn't so sure. Okay. All right. Also, as part of the what did I do with it? What did I do with it? Uh-oh. Okay, here we go. As part of the whole opening of Alligator Alcatraz, there are also some leftists that are we're complaining about food trucks. Like these nationwide food trucks apparently were hired and brought in to feed the employees. Food trucks are going into the alligator Alcatraz. The kitchen is not 100% complete. That actually was turned out to be false. Left thinks this is cruel, but no, they have the kitchen running, but they brought in the food trucks to feed the employees, and so they had these. They had we call it a Kona Ice, and leftists are calling for these food truck companies to be boycotted. So yeah, there you go. Boycott Churromania, Elote Lovers, Doris Food Truck, boycott Kona Ice. Because yeah, you shouldn't be working with the federal government in these ICE detention facilities. Still not being here says damn. Let's see. Dorothea says, I know government contract construction looks like it moves at the speed of government. So if they were building a new facility, 20 years minimum. Yeah. All right. So let's move on to, while we're talking about shitty state governments, the North Carolina governor has vetoed anti-DEI and trans legislation. North Carolina Governor Josh Stein has vetoed 4 controversial bills that target diversity, equity, inclusion, and transgender policies, setting up a political clash with the Republican General Assembly. Stein blasted 3 DEI-focused bills as being mean-spirited. Republicans are mean. That would marginalize vulnerable people. Took aim at Republicans who failed to pass a fiscal budget. The DEI bills ought to ban DEI training, hiring, practice, and staff positions in state and local governments, as well as outlawing the use of state funds for DEI programming. The legislation would have imposed civil penalties on workers who violate the rules. No Democrats supported these 3 bills. At a time when teachers, law enforcement, and state employees need pay raises. Yeah, because that's what we need. We need to throw more money at teachers. People need shorter lines at the DMV. I mean, if it functioned correctly, you wouldn't need shorter lines. The legislator failed to pass a budget and instead want to distract us by stoking culture wars that further divide us. Yes, because it's Republicans who started this shit. And not the kowtowing to the LGBTQ pride stuff of the Democrat Party. These mean-spirited bills would marginalize vulnerable people and also undermine the quality of public services and education. Therefore, I am vetoing them. I stand ready to work with the legislature when it gets serious about protecting people and addressing North Carolinians' pressing concerns. We got, let's see. We got Shut Up I Can Cook saying happy birthday, United States. Cheers and welcome. Cheers and welcome. Let's see, what do we got?
Lord, it's a damn shame.
Good seeing you. Good seeing you. Let's see. Insurrection by Haitians in Brooklyn. What? I didn't see that story. And I even scrolled like way through the New York Post. We got another New York Post article here in a little bit, but yeah, I didn't see anything about Haitians doing an insurrection in Brooklyn. Sangland says we need a 15% across the board cut. And Darth Hideous says, you mean 85% of spending? I'm so down. Sangland said that'd work too. 50% of current government spending sounds like an amazing target. There we go. The measures cutting or eliminating diversity, equity, inclusion initiatives in state and local governments, K-12 public schools, and the university system have been a major priority for GOP lawmakers. They argue the programs targeted have overemphasized identity to the detriment of merit and societal unity. Yes. The transgender bill began as bipartisan measure to curb sexual exploitation by enforcing age verification and consent rules for pornography. But lawmakers later added controversial provisions, including a ban on state-funded gender-affirming procedures for prison. It also affirms the recognition of two sexes, just two, and requires the state to officially attach a transgender person's new birth certificate to their old one if they change their sex assigned at birth. Stein said in a veto message that he strongly supported the anti-sexual exploitation provisions in the bill, but the final measure went too far. My faith teaches me that we are all children of God, no matter our preferences, and that it is wrong to target a vulnerable people as this bill does. Your faith, huh? What faith would that be, sir? What faith would that be, sir? One Democrat backed the fourth bill before Stein vetoed it. All four bills now return to the General Assembly, which could attempt to override the vetoes. Republicans are one vote short of a veto-proof supermajority. The vetoes bring Stein's total to 11 since taking office in January, all within the past 2 weeks. Stein was previously North Carolina's Attorney General since 2017 after serving in the state Senate. The progressive attorney politician campaigned on a platform of lowering the cost of housing, increasing job creation, and expanding access to abortion and improving education. Okay, so yeah. Governor Josh Stein. Yeah, second says Satanist, of course. Exactly. Okay, so since Cookie keeps talking about it, let me go see if I can find anything about Haitians. Yeah, I'm seeing like blurbs about it, but nothing. Let's see, what is this? News 12, New York, Westchester. Rockland dad claims son was unlawfully detained by ICE. Times have been difficult for the Haitian native because his 20-year-old son, Alan Pierre, detained by ICE last month in Manhattan. Rockland County dad claims his son was unlawfully detained. Dutan Pierre of Spring Valley says he's been living a nightmare the last 30 days. I feel very bad. He was attending a court appointment and then they got him, Pierre said. Pierre said the Spring Valley high schooler is being held in New Jersey. Pierre said he's working with Spring Valley attorney Vince Sykes to get Allen out because he believes his detention is unlawful since he was granted permission to be in the U.S. until 2026. He wasn't charged with a crime. We know of no warrants for his arrest. The government hasn't presented any information as to why he was picked up. Sykes shared what's motivating his family to tell their story. I feel that exposure would perhaps shed some light and hopefully get ICE to exercise favorable discretion and release him. Officials said ICE did an initial search, or officials from ICE said an initial search did not show Allen in detention. However, the situation had community pastor Jean-Claude Dorselli calling for immigration reform. What we are living now is troublesome, very, Dorselli said. People are scared. Some of them don't even come to church. In the meantime, Pierre said he has a message for his son. I would ask him to be courageous and be confident because lawyers are working for him and his family loves him, Pierre said. It wasn't immediately clear what the next steps are in the case. But I guess Cookie's saying that they had... but this is Rockland. This isn't Brooklyn. Okay, well, I'll keep looking. But in the meantime, and in between time, let's go back to the transgender stuff, folks. We won. Common sense has won a major victory in the transgender, the fight for gender sanity. There's been a major victory won this week. You may remember last week there was a certain TikToker, a certain influencer who, over the past couple years has grown to prominence for going to restaurants and crying and complaining about the servers at the restaurants he goes to using the wrong pronoun. And recently, this person had received a lot of criticism for filming video in a women's bathroom at Disney. We now have an update on this individual, and let's get into this. So this is Lily Tino. I forget his real name, but Lily Tino here.
So the whole point of why I do what I do, which is create content,
is attention. It's literally attention.
Is to educate and to entertain. In that order.
Yourself. Educate and entertain yourself.
I think that recently my content has taken a bit of a shift.
Oh, you think so?
To be more, well, I'm hurt. I am deeply hurt because of the amount of hate that I've gotten over the past 3 years doing this.
Okay, so again, the motto of this channel, Mild's Culture Plate, the motto of this channel is to outlast the haters. Why is the motto like this? Because if you're doing good, if you're doing a good thing for humanity, if you're doing a good thing for your community, there's a certain resilience you feel. If you're doing the right thing for your soul, there's a certain resilience and almost invincibility that you feel when you're doing the right thing. I've done a lot of rants about shame and dignity. I've done a lot of rants about feeling guilt. That confusion, that cloudiness, this feeling that this dude's having is what you feel when you're just not doing the right fucking thing. Eventually you start to discover, hey, I'm ashamed of myself. And this guy may not admit it here. Cyrene Pickle says it wants to put its mental illness on display. Sanglin says, as ye give, ye shall receive. Yeah, gender crazy of the week. So let's continue.
2.5 years. And that hurt has influenced the way that I do things. As a content creator, especially as a streamer.
Oh yeah, I didn't finish my thought. So this is why we have an outlast the haters, because when you have that drive, haters can't bring you down. Confrontation can't bring you down. You can feel defeated, but you get back up. And this person may get back up. I'm not saying, and they'll say that this isn't the end, that they'll continue making content, whatever, later in this video. But you don't make one of these cope videos. You don't do it when you know you're doing the right thing.
I'm always on camera, talking all the time, daily updates about where I'm at. And I think that the hurt that I feel has influenced the way that I've pushed in my content to be confrontational.
Oh, imagine that.
In your face.
Regret for being confrontational.
What I'm trying to do, which is ultimately teach people about
Darth Hideous.
trans things.
Getting back up is for sissy. Stay down like a
hopefully make
legend.
for a more accepting world.
So yeah, you're not wrong, Darth Hideous, but at the same time, if you're gonna go down glorious. And like this person, like it's not glorious to go down taking video of women in the bathroom. It just that's not a way to lose.
But I don't want the hurt to be a part of it anymore.
My rumble's lagging. There it goes.
That shift is not fun for me at all.
You do it for clicks, though. You do it for clicks.
Actually, really awful, and it doesn't just impact me, but my family.
You do it for money,
and I'm not here.
Do it so you can afford more surgeries.
I'm always going to be a confrontational person, but I think there's ways to do it that are not channeling the anger I feel at the world for her.
I feel you still not banned here, but I've got no room clowning on other people's eyebrows. My eyebrows are atrocious.
Me.
But I also haven't paid thousands and thousands of dollars for facial reconstructive surgery like this person has. So yeah, make of it what you will.
So to that end, I'm gonna take a break. I don't know when I'll be back. I'll be back, but I don't know when. I need to take some time.
I've taken a break before, right? I've taken breaks before. Social media has gotten to me. It wasn't bullying. It wasn't shame. It was being overwhelmed. And sometimes you got to take a break. I'm not going to hate on him for taking a break. But the things that led up to this moment, like, you should fucking learn from this. You should fucking learn from this.
I'm not going to change myself for anybody. That's never going to happen. But
I mean, people do tend to talk slower
on
when they're in a state of depression.
The way that my hurt has taken over my content in some ways. So
you think your hurt has taken over your content? I swear every other video, this person, it's ma'am. When you say sir, it's like a dagger. Yeah, you cry about your hurt literally in every video. Every video. Like, if what you're doing hurts you so bad, it's not you. It's literally everyone else. It's every waiter who waits on you, every person who encounters you in the bathroom. They're all out to hurt you, and you haven't done anything wrong, right? Is this the is this the theory? So yeah, your pain has taken over your content. Your confrontation has taken over your content. Maybe it's time to start thinking about making different content, and not your earlier content where you were telling children to contact you. Maybe not that stuff either.
Thank you for all the support, and I'll see you somewhere down the road.
No, please don't. All right. Look, again, if he comes back and he's making some more positive content, and some content that's not centered around his ego, I might give him a shout out. But yeah, I'm not playing with this groomer shit and this crying over someone said the wrong word to me shit. Speaking of saying the wrong word to people, Certain Scientific Railgun Episode 3 is worth a watch. It's an anime. I don't watch anime. I don't watch manga. I'm sorry, Sanglan. It sounds fun, but I don't know. It's 24 minutes, not on stream. Okay. Oh, I swear. Speaking of saying the wrong words. Carnival Cruise Line. Carnival Cruise Line recently made some new rules, folks. This is from the Daily Dot. That one episode is worth it if you got time. Well, I've put a search in my DuckDuckGo. I'll see what I can do. Right now, I wish I could put it in my phone. Folks, oh my God, I dropped my phone in a flower pot full of water this morning. And so I'm hoping my phone will still be working. I've got it sitting in a bowl of rice upstairs. Anyway, so yeah, if my phone still works, I'll put it in my phone. I'll see Singlet. But yeah, I'm gonna tell you, it's sort of unlikely at this point I'm gonna watch that, but I'll keep it bookmarked. All right, so quote, we got the message loud and clear. New carnival rules under fire for allegedly targeting black culture and music. Quote, even if you take away the rap music and where the fans at, Carnival will still be a budget cruise line. Carnival Cruise Line's updated guest policies are drawing heat for seemingly banning elements tied to black culture. Since June 1st, Carnival passengers have been met with stricter policies aimed at curbing bad behavior on board. However, many black cruisers say the new rules unfairly target their culture and preferred music. The conversation exploded on social media after several passengers claimed they no longer heard hip hop in onboard clubs. Others said rules about Bluetooth speakers, fans, and stricter enforcement of drink limits were being selectively applied. Carnival has not confirmed an official ban on any specific music genre, but the absence of hip hop and a push for DJs to play only pre-approved tracks has some guests raising eyebrows. In an email, a Carnival spokesperson wrote, our DJs play a wide variety of music, including hip hop. Despite Carnival's attempts to control rowdy crowds, critics argue the cruise line is blaming culture instead of behavior. The company has long had a reputation for incidents at sea, including more serious crime allegations than any North American cruise line. Black cruisers say the new rules aren't about safety. Black TikToker Kara Jackson posted a video criticizing Carnival's decisions, saying the changes are coded in anti-black sentiment. So because you don't listen to a genre of music, now the cruise ship cannot play that genre no more, she asked. Her video has been viewed over 10K times. And okay. And so she's wearing a shirt that says black humor on it. Okay. She pointed out that viral cruise fights never happen in the clubs where the music plays. Rather, they happen in hallways and pool decks, fueled by excessive drinking, not DJ playlists. It is 100% the alcohol, not the music, she added, calling the association between rap and violence discriminatory. In her view, these changes won't elevate the brand. Even if you take away the rap music and where the fans at, Carnival still be a budget cruise line. We got the message loud and clear. We ain't your demographic no more, one TikToker said after canceling her cruise. Others defended the changes. One commenter wrote, it's not racism, but it's certain stuff becomes a liability after a while. Here's the updated rules. Stricter drug enforcement. Cannabis, even if legal in your state, is banned on board under federal law. Violators face removal and permanent ban. Guests 17 and under must leave public spaces by 1 a.m. unless accompanied by an adult or part of a supervised teen program. Fan restrictions. Handheld non-battery fans are now prohibited, partly due to safety concerns, surrounded by the viral Where the Fans At line dance. Bluetooth speakers. Guests may no longer play their own music in public areas. The rule is for comfort, but many see racial bias. Folks, I don't care what color skin you have or what culture you're from. If you're busting out a Bluetooth speaker in public, just jump off the ship. Nobody else should be forced to listen to your bullshit. And this goes for like having a loud sound system in your car too. Like we don't need it. Like you're just trying to get attention. This has nothing to do with your enjoyment of your music. At some point, your music is so loud that it's literally just crying for attention. You want other people to notice that you're listening to music. Nerd Virgin One says, make sure you hit that follow and smash that thumb. Drink package enforcement. A 15-drink daily limit on Carnival's Cheers package has existed for years, but is now being enforced strictly. And reduced music genre options, although not officially banned, hip-hop and rap appear to be quietly removed from many ship playlists. DJs also reportedly decline guest requests now. Now, I don't think hip-hop should be totally banned, but definitely, mix it up. Mix it up. So, I don't know. What do you folks think? You folks think Carnival's racist? Dear Lord, it's after 7. Let's see. Let's buzz through the next couple links real quick, because I need to start wrapping the show up, and we still have to do Love Don't Judge. Okay, so there's a New Jersey man, 68 years old, has turned himself in over vandalizing a Cybertruck with a swastika. Elmo Randolph of Orange was charged with 4th-degree bias intimidation. He opens the door, leans out with his finger, scrawls a swastika on the side of the vehicle. In 2001, he's one of the plaintiffs in the ACLU lawsuit filed against the Jersey State Police and claimed he'd been stopped by the cops over 100 times but never received a ticket. He also alleged that he was subject to searches of his car and interrogations about his profession and where he obtained his luxury car, and received $75,000 as part of the settlement. Could not be reached for comment. So yeah. Yep, racist commits hate crime. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Speaking of hate crimes, we got this video went viral of dads going on a stroll in Chicago to.
Yo, I'm Ad 2, and I'm the father of Ace and Daniel.
Yo, Mike the absent black father.
Courtney Davis, and I'm the father of Leah Davis.
Big Twan, man. This Mila.
Show that they literally were
I'm
around.
Rendell. I'm with my daughter, Savannah.
I'm big to it.
God love Daddy Stroll Chicago.
Excited to be out here at the Daddy Stroll.
Miles, I'm here with Maddox. This is my son. Ready for the Daddy Show today.
Smash that stereotype, folks. Be a father. Be a real man.
I'm Jabari, father of 2. Amory.
Don't run out on your
My name
kids.
is AJ Ames. It's Jackson right here. He's 1 year old.
Of course, if my kids heard me say that, they'd think I'm a hypocrite. But, they're the ones who shit on me, so it is what it is.
Hi, kids.
All right, so let's go ahead and stop that, bring that down. One more video. So yeah, all the race baiting stuff we've been playing. I figured I'd leave you with one last video about race, and this is good news, folks. Good news. Not everybody has to be a hater. Not everybody has to be a hater, and sometimes all you need to do is just say, "Hey, come on in and get yourself a plate." UPS guy showed up to deliver a package, and they're like, "Come on in and get you a plate, man." White guy driving the UPS truck, big old black family. Come on in and get you some.
Huh? You good? What's that? You good? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, they hooked me up. Yeah,
Hooked him up with a to-go container. Yeah, to-go containers at the cookout. That right there is how we get America back. Middle-class families of all colors, of all backgrounds, just being nice to each other. Just being nice to each other. All right, let's do this. Okay, so those of you who might be new here, we do a segment every Saturday where we go check out this this channel over on YouTube. There's a channel over on YouTube called Love Don't Judge, and we call our segment "Love Does Admonish" because on the Love Don't Judge channel, they feature relationships that have unique traits that they receive online hate for. We here at Mild's Culture Plate, we say, hey, you know, we like to outlast the haters, but we want to know, is there something here? Is there something unhealthy going on in your life? Let's look at this, right? Let's examine it and let's see what we can figure out about these people, why they're receiving so much hate, because, you know, ultimately you're supposed to be outlasting the haters, but you've come to the internet to put yourself out there to say, hey, we don't deserve the hate we get. And so we here at Mild's Culture Play, we like to look at that and say, hey, what you got going on? All right, so let's do this. Love Don't Judge. Oh shit, I keep doing that. Trolled for having HIV, but I found love.
This is Lexi. She fell in love with Jade, but Lexi has faced many struggles in her road to finding love.
I'm sure there's a lesbian domestic violence rate joke that could be made, but I'm just going to leave that hanging there.
I was born with HIV.
Born with HIV.
Dating is hard even without HIV.
When you told me, I felt scared, nervous. She said, have fun with that HIV.
Can Lexi push past the hate she gets for living with HIV and enjoy being in love? Or will the haters get the better of her?
Online judgment and hate and discrimination towards people with HIV is horrendous.
As long as they're using a condom, what do you do?
HIV is a death sentence.
Oh, from Las Vegas.
But if you take your medication regularly, you can live a normal, healthy life, which is what I like to do every day. Dating is hard even without HIV. Everyone has a preference of what they want to sign up for in a relationship. I dated this guy at one point, and he was terrified of me having HIV. He really struggled because he was a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
And he would just be like, it haunts me. Like, I just can't get it out of my head. He was absolutely terrified. I was born with HIV.
I mean, yeah.
But our family didn't actually find out about it until I was 2 years old. My mother had HIV, but was unaware that she had it. And she ended up getting very sick. I was about 4.5 years old when she passed away. I was told I wasn't going to live past 13 because the medicine wasn't what it is today. Today, it allows me to live a normal life just like everybody else. When dating with HIV, I find that it's so much better to tell the person in the beginning that I have HIV before emotions are really involved.
Yes. I can't hate on this.
Hello.
What you making?
Avocado toast.
And then they show this.
Ooh. Can I help you?
Yeah, wash those for me, please. When I first moved out here to Vegas, I worked for a company and we sold cologne and perfume. And I tried to get her attention to sell her some perfume.
What are we doing with avocados, radishes, and see they always cook, and I always got to judge their food. So we got cheese, avocado, and radishes. Okay.
She kind of waved me off. She's like, "Oh, I don't wear that
spring
stuff."
mix in that
she turned around. She goes, "You cute though." And I hopped up. I'm like, "Who, me?" I was like, "Okay, let me get your number then." So she gave me your number, and ever since.
Siobhan. Looks familiar. From where?
Then we have not stopped hanging out. What do you like about me, babe?
I like that you make me laugh, that you know how to dance. I like that she's not scared to be my girlfriend. I told Jade I had HIV.
It's avocado toast. They made avocado toast. Can you get any more stereotypical?
Actually, sitting at this table.
When you told me, I felt scared, nervous.
Respect to the tomatoes.
Prior to meeting Lexi, I did not have much
and
knowledge
the hot sauce.
about
Did
HIV.
you see the Tapatio?
Just knew that it was, sexually transmitted, that you can get really sick and die.
I just went right into it, and I educated her right away. I take one pill once a day, and it creates the virus to become undetectable.
I didn't have all the knowledge, so I was nervous, I was scared, but you broke it down for me and helped ease me a little more.
So what you think, babe? Is it good?
Yeah, I made it very good.
The hardest thing about my diagnosis was everybody hating me.
And of course, they put the bottle of hot sauce on the black chick's side of the table, so it was obvious she was the one who had to have the hot sauce on the
for it and treating me differently.
Avocado toast.
Growing up,
Very
I
racist
experienced a lot of discrimination. People randomly beating me up, spitting on me, pushing me in shove huddles. I was tripped. I was booed off an auditorium stage. In my younger years, I had my own bathroom, my own water fountain, my own corner of the classroom, and none of the kids' parents would allow me to play with their children. I believe there's still so much stigma surrounding HIV because we don't have enough education about it, and that's really it. Online judgment and hate and discrimination towards people with HIV is horrendous.
I mean, it sounds like she's outlasting the haters.
How have people in your life dealt with me having HIV?
My mom, she was just concerned about us being safe, me being safe and not contracting.
What was the experience with other people close to you?
Have fun with that HIV.
Uh-oh.
I wasn't offended. I was just dang, yikes. But I didn't take it personally because I understand that people who are hurt or upset will find anything that they can throw at you and use as a weapon.
It's crazy. I never thought I'd be so in love with somebody who has an STI. That always scared me, especially growing up. I'm glad I didn't let my lack of knowledge stop me from pursuing. Okay. Hello, you hear me? I'm exhausted.
Me too. I think I ate a little extra too many tacos.
Maybe.
So if every single person went in right now to get tested for HIV, and those who were positive got on medicine within 1 to 3 months, they would become undetectable, allowing them to live a normal life, to not pass it to others. And then HIV would be done. It would end with the last person who contracted it, and we wouldn't have an HIV pandemic anymore. Essentially, the cure is to get tested because the risk is not knowing.
She's a free spirit, just like me, and you don't come across that often. She's amazing. She's dope. If I said every single thing that I liked about her, we'd be here.
And look, I can't hate on her because this is a generational thing. It was, how did her mom wind up with it? Like that. This is the question. I can't hate on somebody who got it innocently. It's not like she was hoeing around. She was fucking 2 years old.
Being accepted in a relationship in general is a wonderful feeling, and it's a great thing whether you have HIV or you don't. So I'm very grateful.
And I really can't hate on her because she said, yeah, you gotta allow your partners to have informed consent. You gotta tell them before you make that emotional attachment. I mean, she's doing all the right things. She's protecting herself, her partners. She's informing them so they can make a decision. I can't hate on this.
I'm with somebody who loves all of me for me.
All right. I mean, that's it, folks. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. Definitely, if you've been out doing risky stuff, or if you feel your mother was out doing risky stuff before you were born, yeah, go get checked. Go get checked. You know what? Let me go ahead. We've got a couple more minutes. I'm going to do one more segment before we go. One more segment before we go. And that's because I always wind up seeing these things. Let's see what we got. We got Wall Street apes and some of these TikTok, some of these X accounts that show these TikToks of people's budget, Yeah, still not banned here. Yeah, that was really sad. And look, I wish the best for him. I mean, you know, I know a lot of Christians, want to shit on people for being lesbians or whatever. It is what it is. Whatever makes you happy. And it's not like her dating life, finding a man and reproducing is a great idea with what she's got going on. So I mean, find love, find love, find an attachment, find a partnership any way you can. I think that's one situation in which, hey, you got my support for that. I can't hate on that at all, at all. All right, so yeah, back over to Wall Street Apes on X shared this, and it infuriated me. And sometimes when they talk about these things with budgets and monies households spend on things, and a lot of these videos wind up pissing me off, but this one really takes the cake, because this is a family of five, or excuse me, a family of six. Dad is still in the house. Dad is in the house. Family of six on food stamps shopping at Costco.
Let's go to Costco, family of 6 that receives food stamps. Did you grab the keys out of the car?
Dad is there. Dad is
for
there.
Trash cans because mine broke and I really want the side-by-side ones. So let's go see if they have them.
And of course, Rumble killed my camera. There, it's back.
Buddy.
Okay, so far we got oranges, onions, and grapes. Not too bad. Not too bad. I can't look, if you're gonna be on the government dole, at least get some healthy food.
Grab it.
Okay, but 2 packs of grapes, and now we have cookies. Yeah, maybe. I mean, granted, kids need some sort of reward, some sort of treat. Okay, maybe a few cookies, sure. And you're buying them in bulk. They should last a while. You only give a cookie like kid one cookie every few days. Sure. I can somewhat accept that, but come on. Let's get healthier for your kids here. I mean, you're a big girl. Let's get healthier for the kids. Organic chicken breast. Let's see. It looks like $5.99 a pound. 5 pounds, $35. So we got 10 pounds of chicken breasts.
Hi.
What the fuck does this dude do for a living? This motherfucker. What the fuck do you do for a living?
Yeah.
2 gallons of milk.
I mean,
like 3 dozen eggs.
Can you even pick that up?
Yes. Oh man, now we got Gatorade Zero. Neurodivergent one chilling with the cool dog. Gatorade Zero. So first off, sports drinks are garbage. Have one every once in a while if you're out mowing the grass or something. But the artificial sweeteners in the Zero are just poison. You're destroying your children's brain with this shit.
Oh my gosh, muscles. So they didn't have the trash can that I wanted, so I'll just have to order it on Amazon.
Okay, but the trash can wouldn't have been on food stamps anyway. So what's your fucking point?
All right.
Okay, so you got the super salty name brand pretzels that cost 3 times as much as your normal pretzels. Okay, that I have a problem with, because you're on the dole, you're on the food stamps, and you're buying the high dollar brand pretzels there.
Are you okay? These kids are absolutely driving me bonkers in the store.
Okay, you shouldn't have got pregnant then. Okay, you got.
Sure. Put it on the bottom, please. You have to lay
40 tortillas there.
Down, baby.
Wait, okay, what do we got here? Is this cheese pizza? And we got chicken nuggies. Nature Valley. Looks like we got some sort of like Dave's organic bread back here. Uh-oh, what was that?
Sure. Put it on the bottom, please. You have to lay down, baby.
More cookies. More cookies. Ritz Bits, Oreo Minis, Nutter Butters, Chips Ahoy, and Nilla cookies. More cookies. More cookies. And this time it's not even from the bakery. And while it's in bulk, it's not really bulk because these are the small individually wrapped bullshit packs. Cookie's telling me to leave these people alone. No, fuck you. Fuck you. Wait till you hear how much of your taxpayer money they spent.
Yep. Awesome. Thank you so much. It only took us like an hour.
Only an hour.
In and out of Costco, stuck to my list pretty well, and ended up spending $375 and
$375 for one basket of groceries. And only like what, $60 of that was protein. Only $60 of that was protein. Well, I guess the eggs. So maybe 75 of it was protein.
And we have to go pick up a Walmart order for $65. 400.
Gotta pick up a Walmart order for $65. Grand total is
$375, and then we have to go pick up a Walmart order for $65. $440 total.
$440 total.
It wasn't enough that I spent $440, but Walmart decided to not give me some of my items, so I'm going to run into Target real quick.
So Walmart didn't have some of the items, so now she's going to go to Target
and grab the rest of what I need. The sunset is so gorgeous tonight. I just spent another $75 at Target. 30 of it was food stamps, and the other 45 was my own money.
So $500, $500, one trip out for this family of 6. $500 of your money just went into this lady's family. Now, granted, six people, $500. I don't know how long all that food's going to last them. I imagine if you're cooking for 6 people, was it 10 pounds of chicken's not going to go super far. So I'm sure they're getting some other kind of meat some other way somewhere, whether it was from the Walmart or somewhere. They got to have more protein than that. Like all the cookies and candies and soft drinks and pretzels. Like where's the zucchini? Where are the green beans? That may have been part of what she picked up at Walmart, so I'm not going to criticize her too hard. Saying that says depends on how much rice and beans you have with it. Well, and on this trip, we didn't see him pick up any rice and beans. And maybe they got it at the Walmart. I don't know. But $500. And what's the dad doing? What does either of them do for money? Like she's making TikToks. How much is she getting from TikTok, by the way? How much of an income does she have from TikTok? Is she declaring that income to the food stamp office? Like, man, quit getting her pregnant and go get a damn job, dude. Quit getting her pregnant and go get a damn job. And lady, I mean, you said the kids are driving you crazy. Maybe put down the bonbons. Chase them around a little bit more. Sangla says that's a yearly purchase. Oh, the rice and the beans? Yeah, if you get enough. If you get the giant bag like at Costco, yeah, you could stretch that out pretty far. Again, I don't know about for a family of 6, though. Cookie says dad lays pipe, LOL. And she can't handle the 50-pound bag. Well, you're supposed to put it, you get one of those tall, skinny, almost trash can-like containers with the Tupperware seal, and then you put a little scooper in it. Which is probably what she was trying to buy from Costco that they were out of that she's going to order on Amazon. I don't know. I have my own little head canon to this shit. All right, folks. So that's going to do it for the show today. Still not sure on the status of the gaming stream. I'm going to try to finish up the other stuff and bring it back by Monday, but no promises. But check out my gaming channel. Links down in the description. Links to my social media is down in the description. Feel free to follow me on all my social media. Feel free to come back right here, same bat time, same bat channel, every Wednesday and Saturday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, as we do Mild's Culture Play right here. Come into the chat, say hello, get your toast, get your sound effect played. She does it like I used to, one on each shoulder. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, Sanglant. I've never had a penis on each of my shoulders at the store, but if you and this life with Renell enjoy that kind of stuff, hey, I'm not going to be a hater. So yeah, come on back. Mild's Culture Plate every Wednesday and Saturday. Come into the chat, say hello, folks. Big cheers to everyone who showed up in the chat. Big cheers to everyone who's watching later on demand, or listening to the audio right now, or in other ways lurking. Come back later and say hi down in the comment section. Let me know you were by. Cheers to you folks. And yeah, please hit that like button. If you're new here, click that follow. Stab it like it asked you to get out of its seat at a track meet. Still Not Banned here says, thank you for another great show. No, thank you for a great show. Without an audience, I'd just be sitting here talking to myself, which I've done before. Anyway, so yeah, also, if you're new here, I'm going to take the advice of the chat from my last show, and I'm eventually going to put some things in my featured section that you can check out a second video if you're new here. So I'll be fixing that pretty soon. What else do we have? Like, share, subscribe. Make sure your notifications are on so you know when I'm going live next time. Yeah. Till next time, folks. Take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. You know what? Damn it. I always do that. I start the damn spiel and I don't have a raid target set up. Yes, Neurodivergent one called me out just as soon as I remembered. Who do we have? Dear Sarge is live. I could raid him again. Cool Frog. Let's raid Cool Frog. I'm going to raid Cool Frog. Yep. Raid Cool Frog. Okay, so take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. I'll catch you next time on Mild's Culture Plate. Folks, have a wonderful weekend, and don't blow your fingers off if you have any leftover fireworks. Good night.